what? Can I get a hell yeah? What? Hell yeah, what? Hell yeah. And I know it ain't right, and I know it ain't right, and I know you shouldn't take this advice, but make sure you really drunk when you drive and walk on some glass with no shoes on and don't pay for your meal. Dine and dash. You better not ask me for no advice because I'm gonna tell you the wrong thing to do. So can I get a hell yeah? What? Yeah, what?
Hell yes, dude. What you're vaping? What's the flavor?
It is a watermelon, like a watermelon mint thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty trashy, but man, it works. I don't know. I find that like they call them dessert flavors. Like, so like this isn't a dessert flavor, but like the fucking custards and the all of those, you know.
Yeah. Watermelon mint sounds more like a church picnic flavor.
Totally. And like those other flavors, that dessert kind of flavor, it's weird, but like it really dehydrates me. There's something in like the flavoring where my tongue is just fucking dry, but I think the minty flavor keeps me salivating. It's gross. What are we talking about?
Watermelon is 90% water. So
yeah, I think that's how it works. Dude, when the pandemic started, you know what was not deemed an essential business? Fucking vape shops.
Oh, that's fucked, bro.
And like I had just kind of like switched over to the vape, and I wasn't smoking at that time, and I didn't have like I was like, what the fuck do I do? Like I can't go to a vape shop and buy my juice. I had a buddy that was like, he made it. He lived up in Oregon, and I was like, Eli, you gotta make me some like vape juice, dude. Like I don't know like what to do.
God
damn, and so he's like, I'll make you some, but I don't know that I have any like bottles to put it in, so I'll think of something. And I was like, all right. And so I fucking finally like a week later, I get a package and I open it up, and it's a Dawn dish soap bottle of vape.
It's better than an urn, but still.
I was like, thanks, man. Yeah. And then I was like, after that, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna learn how to make my own vape juice. And that was an experience, but
dude, you're like a vape moonshiner.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like Breaking Bad, but like dorkier. I don't know.
Breaking like, 8th grade.
Yeah, Breaking Chad, I think is. But anyway, yeah.
Hell yes, dude.
It's good to be here.
What do you like? Boil it? Is it like?
No, it's I mean, it's really like essentially like three main ingredients. You have propylene, is it propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, and then your nicotine. And so you kind of mix that. That's like your base. And then I like the only way to flavor it is actually like flavor concentrates that they use for baking. And so there are like a bunch of like baking flavor websites that are like fucking cashing in on the vape craze, because I'm sure that was like a sleep little cottage industry, and then vaping came along, and then these guys are fucking moving units, dude. It's
like, wow, a lot of people are getting red velvet cake. Wow.
That's 100% a flavor I have in my cabinet right now.
Hell yes, dude. And you can change the potency so you can make them stronger, or
you can. Typically, like those two parts, like the propylene glycol. I think that's right. I'm saying that right. And
no one here is gonna know. You can say whatever you want.
The two flavor one of them is for like the hit, and they call it like the throat hit, and that's like that hit you get from like dragging on a cigarette.
Yeah.
And the kind of controls the amount of clout. So and so it kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for like a harder hit, you'll go a little heavier on one. If you want fucking dope clouds for whatever, then you would go hard on the other. The part that is fucking scary though is again, you don't have to boil anything, but I have in my cabinet, I have a 16-ounce bottle of pure concentrated nicotine. And it will kill you. Like if you like, I've gotten and it's like when you're mixing it in a bottle, it's literally, like 11 drops. Like it's nothing. And the whole big old bottle. And if you get some of it, it smells like fish oil. And two, if you get any of it on you, it's like you instantly get a rash. Your skin's all
Yeah.
irritated.
Well, it's gonna be like a patch, right? Like it's instantly soaks into your bloodstream.
Yeah. If you ever if you've ever used one of those nicotine patches before, like when you peel them open, they smell like that same fish oil smell. So
God
yeah,
damn.
it's just, but getting concentrated nicotine on your skin is no fucking joke, dude.
I like to picture you like you open up a drawer, your friend comes in, it's just like the scene from Pulp Fiction, like this is watermelon razzmatazz. This is all right. It'll get you there. But this shit, this is pina colada extreme. This is gonna knock your goddamn dick off.
Dude,
right?
it's crazy, man. You can go so hard, you can get so weird. Like this whole you mentioned Reddit earlier. There's actually a great subreddit called DIY Vape Juice, and they focus on clones. So it's a bunch of guys sitting around like, hey, I really like this flavor from this brand. I figured out the concentrate or the mixture.
Yeah.
So you need this flavor, this flavor, this flavor mixed with this percentage, and this percentage. And so it's kind of fun. Like if you're into it, like
I do the same thing with Taco Bell recipes.
Yeah, like that throat hit, huh?
Wow, that bean and cheese. It's just right. Makes me shit for weeks.
Just fucking cloud fart clouds.
Dude, this shit is gas. This is fire, dude. When did you start smoking?
Oh, geez. So cigarettes, I probably started at like, most people are like, I started at like 12 or what. It wasn't that for me. I mean, I probably started when I was like 19, and I've smoked cigarettes like on and off, like pretty much my adult life. I'll quit.
Yeah.
I'll smoke for 2 years. I'll quit for 2 years. I'll smoke for 2 years. And then vaping kind of got into the mix, somewhere in my like mid 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it's like no smoking, vaping.
Yeah.
And then it's no vaping, no smoking. And then it's smoking. And then it's back to vape. It's just, I'm like, I have no self-control.
It's a constant circle, but it could be worse. It could be, I don't know, heroin or fuck monster body parts you buy off of eBay. Like there's worse addictions.
Dude, a few weeks ago, I was doing a show, did my set, it was fine, it was whatever. And the host goes up there and he was like, doesn't Dave sound like a chain smoking Marty McFly? And I was like, you son of a bitch, that's my entire vibe. Like,
how did you nail it? How did you concentrate it so perfectly?
Yeah. It's like, we got to get back to the future, Doc. Or I don't know. I got to fuck my mom. I don't remember what that movie was about, but
mostly that.
Mostly that. Yeah.
Mostly that and illegal sports gambling.
Oh yeah, because he's got the whole sports betting book.
The whole sports betting book.
That movie's wild, dude. The sequel was always my favorite because they actually go to the future.
Oh, the second one I think is the best, and then no one really remembers the third one.
The third one,
the train and the cowboys.
The train and the cowboys and the but how fucking virile is the Biff bloodline, dude? They fucking.
Oh, dude, they're like Genghis Khan out there. They're just chopping heads.
They are, if nothing else, consistent.
I really like to think that there's a Genghis Khan descendant who's just bullying a nerd and like making him wash his car right now.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's everything I think Genghis would have wanted.
For sure. Shine my Chevrolet, Billy.
Whatever that is. I'm riding a fucking horse right now. It's good. I'm shitting in holes. I got a cool falcon. I don't know much about ancient Mongolian culture either.
Yeah, he's a forward thinker though. He can see it coming. He knew Marco Polo. Marco Polo knew other things, It's who you know.
I tried. Wasn't there like a Netflix show, the Marco Polo show?
Yeah, I think I watched like 3 episodes of it.
That's about what I did, and I was like, this isn't as good as Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I could look in the trees and smoke some Ritalin, get the same experience.
Oh man!
So we have people looking for advice. We gathered advice. This is the Hell Yeah podcast, by the way.
Hell yeah!
And so let's just get right into it. How can I live a fulfilling, normal life while constantly smelling horrible. I smell like a fox/foxes. I've tried almost everything to get rid of it and nothing works. It's getting a little better, but from everyone I've talked to, it's going to be ages before I smell normal again. Can life be fulfilling this way? I feel guilty being around family. What is the point? Is there any way to make the most of this?
Okay, listen. So he said he smells like foxes?
Now that confused me. And so you can get, I found a little bit of a backstory of why he smells like foxes.
Okay.
He's part of an informal hunting club, a group of friends that he recently joined, trying to make friends. It organizes hunting activities together, usually deer or bird, nothing special. But one day, someone had the bright idea of trying to hunt a fox.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit skeptical because of the legal/ethical implications, but somehow I got sold that LARPing as British noblemen might be fun to try for one afternoon to see if I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Try anything once, right? So a small group of us decided to do it with hounds, etc. Well, apparently the wife or girlfriend of someone in the group had notified Fish and Wildlife Services, and I got charged for illegal fox hunting, which I'm not complaining. It was a dumb decision. And I agreed a deal for a punishment that I thought was letting me off very easy. No jail time, no hunting for a year, and only 30 days of probation/modified house arrest. The only catch being that for those 30 days, I'd have to keep an open bottle of fox urine in every room of my house.
Well, okay. I'm smelling a little more than fox urine here, but I have some thoughts. First of all, I mean, I don't know if this person is still on house arrest, but I will say it's as soon as that's over, if it's not already, you're stuck with this odor. You got to hang out with the right people. Okay.
Some people love fox urine.
Bro, he needs to be going to like regional Burning Man events. He needs to find a nice hippie woman. He needs to be going to dog parks. Okay. Yeah. Like he needs to find a woman or, I mean, friends. I don't know. I immediately go to romantic feelings, but like when I heard I smell like a fox, I wasn't like, ew. I was like, oh, like,
that's interesting.
That's a musky, like there are 100% women that are going to be into that. Okay. Like a musky, swarthy smelling guy.
I don't know what Jeremiah Johnson smelled like. I'm supposedly thinking that he smelled like fox urine.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not like cat piss. Cat piss is awful. Fox piss. I mean, I don't know if he's got an extra bottle of it. You can send it to me in a Dawn dish soap bottle, and I will.
You will fucking smoke that shit.
I will vape it. Yes, it is going right into the tank. No, I think I don't know. I mean, there is 100% a romantic interest and people that are gonna be into that because they probably smell like some kind of animal urine themselves. So I don't think he needs to. He needs to just get used to it and maybe sample various other types of animal urines to get himself used to the type of people he should be hanging out with.
For sure. I like that. Start opening yourself up to different crowds. How do you feel about ultimate frisbee? Khaki sack.
Totally, man. Yeah. How do you feel about unkept pubic hair? Like
for some reason I feel like he would also, the same crowd also makes their own soap.
Oh yeah. 100%, dude. Yeah. That's it doesn't work, and it probably also smells like fox.
For sure. Well, what do you think you're putting in there?
This might actually be a positive change to his life, because if he's going out with friends that are getting him in trouble and getting him on house arrest, I think he needs new friends anyway. You know what I mean?
For sure. Hanging around the Dave and Buster's, getting talked into trouble.
Yeah, right. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever met a group of people that were like, "Hey, you want to go hunt foxes?" Like, I don't know. That's never come up in my life, and so it makes me question the type of life he's been living.
I don't think I've ever been a group of friends hanging out, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to kill anything?"
Yeah, no, that's same. Like, I mean, I guess I mean, I guess I don't know. I've got a few friends. I'm not real close with them anymore that went hunting, but yeah. So anyway, it's yeah, man. This could really turn around into a positive. You know, and I say all of this I'm coming at it as a swarthy, musky smelling man myself. Yeah. So, you know, I got a wonderful girlfriend. I've got a great life. You just got to find the right people, you know.
There's a life out there for you, Sir Foxman. I like that's the judge's decision. Like that was the judge's choice.
Is that real? Like, is that like, or is this guy fucking with? Like, you know, I mean,
I was looking. I guess it's a thing that judges can do. They can kind of do whatever kind of punishment they want.
Yeah, it's like we let you off easy, but here's something that's kind of yucky.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of gross.
Yeah.
Just Joe Rogan was his judge.
What state is this? Is this? I mean, does he say? It's okay.
I'm guessing it's probably like I'm guessing like a Tennessee, maybe a Missouri.
Tennessee. Yeah. Where you know the judge is probably also like the town. I don't know, Baker or something. It's just like a small town.
Yeah,
like,
he's smoking while he's giving his derangement.
Yeah. It's like or it's either that or he lives in like the town from Nothing But Trouble. Fucking Dan Aykroyd. Just
just goofy hijinks.
Yeah. It's just like random fire plumes going off here and there, broken down.
Yeah,
you know, piles of cars. I'm into it. Yeah,
a big into practical comedy for sure.
Totally. Sometimes it's about the spectacle.
Yeah, a big judge in a tiny gown.
Yeah, I dig it. Yeah. Well, good for this guy. I think it's really just about adjusting the perspective he's got on it. So
that's good advice. Get into the dream catcher community, you know.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think is the best advice that you've ever got?
Oh man, the best advice I've ever gotten. That's a great one. Or a great question. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I think about in various contexts. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that my dad has said to me. My dad was never great at like worldly wisdom, but he always had like great practical advice.
He had a zinger, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think about him. I mean, he taught me how to drive, and now I drive for a living, and I think about all the all the wise shit that he taught me because he was a driver too, you know. So I mean, I think about stuff like that a lot. As far as like just great advice, just like general stuff that people can like take away from this podcast.
It could even be a piece of driving advice.
Well, yeah, it's my dad always taught me that two things I always remember, and maybe they're silly now, like, or maybe they go without saying, but it was always you're always watching 3 cars ahead of you. So don't just be looking at the car in front of you. Look 3 cars ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was what I learned when I was 16. Now, as an adult, I drive school buses for a living. I've gone through over 200 hours of defensive driver training.
Yeah.
And what they call that in the biz is aim high and steering. So that's looking 30 seconds ahead and maintaining a 6-second lead time between you and the car in front of you. So
God damn, dude, you're like Nick Cage in Next. Look at that,
staring into the future. Yeah, absolutely. So
I saw that Mitsubishi before anyone.
Totally. So it comes in handy, man.
I think that's good advice, not only in driving, but in life. Even when you're not driving, look a couple cars ahead. Okay. Plan. See what's going on ahead of you.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So so one of the systems that we follow, it's called the Smith like trademark, like Smith safe driving method, and it's got like 5 keys, and one of them is that aim high and steering, which we were talking about. There's also leave yourself an out, which is like, you know, you're kind of aware of what's around you, and if there is something that goes down, you know exactly where to go.
For sure.
And I think that's some pretty solid advice too. It's like maybe it's having a plan B or something, but it's basically leave yourself an out. Like, you're going into this thing but what happens when shit goes south? You
know
know
where the exits are.
100%.
Okay, make sure your shoes are tied or wear Velcro.
Yeah.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, that's 100% it, man. So it's thinking ahead. It's planning ahead, and that's something that's always good to do.
We got more people looking for advice.
Let's do it.
My boyfriend's way of thinking is way deeper than mine. My boyfriend is a very smart guy, and sometimes he craves a deep conversation and understanding. He wants a depth and talk of certain topics. However, I'm more of a average type of girlfriend who sometimes cannot prolong a deep conversation, and it feels that my opinion doesn't make any sense to my boyfriend. It is frustrating because I wanted to be with him at his worst and understand his points. He gets annoyed with me and just shuts me off. I wanted to be the girl that understands. What to do next with this?
Yeah. Well, my first thought is he seeing a therapist? Like what? Like
this guy kind of seems like a dick.
Yeah, he seems like he's kind of trauma dumping a little bit on her. I don't know. When she says deep conversations, is it like I don't know if she's clarified or maybe I missed it. Is it about his feelings? Is he going through things?
It's a depth of talk on certain topics. So it could be about feelings, but it also could be about like neuroplasty. I don't
yeah. I mean, I love my girlfriend and I love having deep conversations about Warhammer 40K, yeah. But I'm not gonna do that to her because it's like I know she's not into it, So I mean, if these deep conversations are about feelings and emotions he's feeling, I mean, God bless this woman. I'm sure she's a great girlfriend. She said she's average. I'd say she's above average if that's what she's asking right now.
Right.
Because she's putting in the effort. And it sounds like she's putting in a little more effort than he is in this situation. Definitely. But and if he's just trauma dumping on her, he should maybe think about seeing a therapist. And if it's about other shit like Warhammer 40K or or I don't know, video games or whatever.
Yeah, is it about you going on a 40-minute conversation about Jar Jar Binks? Like maybe that can wait.
Or find friends, like you know what I mean. Like it's like find like-minded people that want to talk about this sort of thing. And I think maybe that I don't know what her level of communication is in this scenario. But maybe she needs to communicate that with him, like and that's something that it is kind of a hard conversation. I mean, I don't know. Sure. I mean, I've met your girlfriend. She's wonderful. I don't know if you got I know that there are just certain things I don't, even if I'm really excited. I'm 109 hours into Elden Ring right now. And you know how much I've discussed with my girlfriend about the video game? Fucking nothing, because I know that she doesn't care and it's okay. Like it's okay. So, I mean, there's being there for each other. There's supporting each other emotionally. But at some point, it's like if he's craving something deeper, depending on what the topic is, she just may not be the source for that. Yeah. That doesn't mean she can't be an emotionally supportive, girlfriend. It's just there's certain things we're not equipped to deal with when it comes to other people.
It seems like she's trying real hard. I don't like you say she says that he gets annoyed with me and then shuts her off. So he's like trying to engage in this conversation, then does not like what she says. And he's like, well, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like he's got some stuff on his end. To me, I think she's being a little hard on herself. But they could work through this, I mean, if they're in it to win it. And, I just think it's some like tough conversations, maybe setting some like topical boundaries, let's not talk about this. I'm not good at talking about that. So it's hard. It's a level of self-awareness between you and your partner. You kind of have to figure out and find the best outlets for those things that need to come out.
Communication is huge.
It is, and it's hard. I'm awful.
Oh, dude, it's the worst.
Yeah. I'm just gonna bottle that shit up and mush it on down.
Push it down, and then one day I'm gonna I'm gonna kill someone in a Best Buy.
Just explode it. Yeah, in a fucking Best Buy.
These GoPros don't work.
Yeah. I don't want another ring light. I have enough. I'm so sick of Zoom calls.
Yeah. What do you mean you don't have fucking DVDs anymore?
No. Yeah, that's right. They don't. Man, dude, not to age myself too much. I mean, I just turned 36. I don't really care. But I started working at my very first job was at Circuit City. And
hell yes.
Holy shit, man. Those fucking DVD aisles were a nightmare, man. I'm so glad they're gone. I remember this is a fucking awful story. I remember when I was working there one day, I was maybe 3 days into the job, and I didn't even have my fucking red polo yet. I was still wearing like a white polo. And I got hired in customer service, and there was this like fucking goth guy that came up to the counter, and he's like, I want to return these DVDs. And I was like, okay. And like 3 of them were on there, and there was a 4th one. And funny enough, it was Interview with the Vampire. And because of course it was.
Yeah,
and
like, you don't like this? I thought this would be right up your alley.
Yeah. And right. And so I was like, hey man, like, do you have another receipt? Because this DVD isn't on there and I can't return something. I don't know if you bought it here. And he's like, no, that's the only one I have. And then I was like, okay. So I spent like 10 minutes. I was like, maybe Interview with the Vampire is scanning under the wrong SKU. So I spent like 10 minutes like going through the SKU codes on Interview with the just to find, and it was scanning fine. So it eventually got to it. We're like, 20 minutes into this like exchange, and I was like, hey man, I cannot return this for you. Maybe they didn't scan it when they rung you up. Maybe they slipped it into the bag. Either way, you did not pay us money for this, so I can't give you money in return. And this guy throws a fucking fit and just demands to speak with my manager. My manager, Janine, she comes over and she tells him the same thing. I go over everything with her. And it eventually gets to the point where he's like, oh, I don't own this DVD. Okay. And so he starts like ripping it open. He pulls the DVD out of the package, breaks it in half, and throws it in my manager's face. And he's like, you know what you need to do, lady? You need to go down to fucking Susie's and buy yourself a big ass dildo because you need to loosen up. And then he walked away. And like, this is like day 3 of me ever having a job. And I'm like, I look at my manager who's crying, and I'm like, is it always like this? And she's like, yes, it's always like this. Damn. Fucking nightmare scenario, dude. I hate it. I hate retail.
Circuit City's nuts, bro.
Yeah, they go hard.
Don't fucking around.
Yeah, just to bring that back around to the point. Yeah, I'm glad Best Buy doesn't have DVDs anymore.
It's fucking for the welfare of its employees, for sure. Like blenders are probably already too much. Now you put DVDs in there.
Yeah, has man gone too far? Have we? I mean, the ability to buy a washing machine and I don't know, a fucking Bluetooth speaker. It's too much. Like,
it's too much. We need to simplify things.
We need a store for everything. That's what. Maybe that's not simplifying. Maybe that's the American consumer is a fucking trash ass raccoon thing. And we need to reflect that, I think, as employees. And the American consumer is a fucking piece of shit, dude. Like, we want rock bottom prices with world-class customer service. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, and so I don't know. I just try to reflect that right back at them if I'm ever in a retail position ever again.
Yeah, everyone's freaking out by the Sopranos box set.
Totally. Yeah, season 7 of Dexter is fucking. It's all garbage.
Hot topic. You mentioned Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
So she is a 25 female. Her boyfriend is 23 male. So my boyfriend, 23, won't stop talking like an Elden Ring character, and it's driving me crazy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I've been dating my boyfriend for about 3.5 years now, and we've been living together for 2 years. Overall, I would say our relationship has always been great. I love him very much, and I wouldn't want anyone else. And I'm not really into video games, but I like watching my boyfriend plays. And when he comes home from work, lately, all he's been playing is Elden Ring, which I'm sure some of you know. He really enjoys it, and it makes me happy that he's having fun. But I feel like he's getting a bit too into it. For about 3 weeks now, he's been talking like the characters from the game, basically nonstop, putting on a weird accent and being unnecessarily vague about everything. I've tried bringing it up to him multiple times over the past few weeks, but all he does is chuckle and say, oh, before going back to whatever he was doing. I'm not sure what to think of this. I feel like at this point, he's just doing it because he knows it annoys me. And the thought of him doing something like that is very painful.
Okay.
I really don't want to break up with him, but I feel like I will go insane if I have to endure this any longer. Should I just wait for him to stop? I'm sure he will eventually. But the idea that he would do something like this to me in the first place is really bothering me.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I mean, I think, there is some sincerity kind of wrapped in like that kind of a goofy, idea that he's for one, I have no idea what, I mean, it's written by George R.R. Martin. So there is kind of a Game of Thronesy like element to some of the dialogue. There is not much dialogue in the game. Like some of the, so what he's picking up on, I have no idea. Like if you were like, give me an Elden Ring quote, I'd be like, I don't know.
I can't
like
give you what?
the sound my character makes when he dies all the time. Like that would be, yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean that's a concern. Like why is he so annoyed with her? Yeah. I guess and feel like, or why does he feel like annoying her is such a gratifying
joy?
Experience?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like he sounds like he's being kind of a dick. I get it. Like Elden Ring is fun, but
it is nice.
It is nice, but I mean, I don't know. Does he need a partner right now?
Yeah. Like the voice is one thing, and then he's being unnecessarily vague about everything.
That's hilarious. That's really, really funny. I don't know what I'm doing half the time in that game. So that's great. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that definitely sucks for her. And she sounds like a nice gal who I don't know, maybe needs an outlet of her own. If that's what he's going to be doing, and she really wants to be with him, maybe she should start playing Elden Ring and then fucking throw it back in his face.
It's way better at it than him.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a bunch of great rune farming spots I can show her. She can get over leveled and then just fucking smash. She can just get a furled finger, lay that down, do some PvP with him. But he shouldn't know it's her.
Of course.
She fucking murks him with a level 10 moon veil and a little transient moonlight in his face. And yeah, I think that yeah. So if that's what she wants to do, I'm willing to offer my help and my services.
Throw out that old ES teabagging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so we can get her power leveled. I'm down to climb. Let's do it.
Yeah. I can also kind of relate to his situation. When I was in high school, I would do a George Bush impression all the time. Like I started doing it, and it got almost to a point where I couldn't stop doing it.
Oh, funny.
It would burst into just conversation.
Yeah.
And then I watched two Boston guys see a fish they've never seen before. And then I watched that video a bunch, and then that started coming out, doing this weird Boston accent all the time.
Yeah.
And now I sound like this.
It's so funny you say that, because I feel like, we should just rename this episode Two Guys Talking Funny, because I feel like I had a little bit of that happen when I was very impressionable age of like 12 to 13. I was just nonstop watching Wayne's World and Austin Powers. and there's something about the way Mike Myers with Austin Powers sort of like exaggerates and enunciates and his inflection of certain syllables.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, like that there's a scene where he goes, what does he say? Oh, let's watch a movie. And just that elongation of that syllable, I feel like it bled into how I talk to this day. And it's just, think about that shit. So yeah, I totally get where you're coming from, though. If you're mainlining videos of people talking funny at the wrong age, that shit sticks with you your entire life. It's just for me, hearing you say that, it's so comforting, because I thought I was the only one that's like just hanging on to these weird vocal artifacts from my childhood.
Oh no, it's deeply rooted in me.
I like it, man.
Yeah. People to this day ask me where I'm from, and I say I'm from West Meridian. They say, I do not believe you.
I don't hear it. No, yeah, not at all.
That doesn't sound like Lagunitas to me.
Right up.
What do you think is the best advice that you give out? Is there a piece of advice that you like to dish?
Yeah, man. I mean, it comes up. I mean, I guess the easiest context for me to put it into would be like the comedy context. I don't know, like there is like a level of sincerity I'm always trying to grasp at, not just in comedy, but with a lot of things. You know, I think one of the things most comedians have like a high, a really sensitive bullshit meter, you know, and so we can kind of sense that stuff, and it's, in a lot of ways, it's something you're born with. I can remember being a kid, and I think that comes from you know, my dad was a very like generous man. He's a very sweet man. He's always trying to help somebody out, you know, and so my childhood, they had like a small little cottage on the property, so there was always like somebody my dad was helping out that was on hard times living in that back cottage.
Yes.
And at some point they always fucked up and like betrayed us, or like stole some money.
Classic Forrest Gump scenario.
Yeah, there was always something. And so I think at a very young age, I kind of like got a sense for the type of character that will do that sort of thing to you in time. And so I think the way that developed over time was my sense to like who are you? What are you? What is your intention? Being able to pick up on that stuff, but subtly, and so yeah, I would say, don't be that guy. Just try to be as honest with yourself and as honest in your art and your creativity as you can. You know, and you'll find your voice. And, you know, nobody may like it. Like, I don't know, people like my comedy. I do a lot of graphic design, and people like a lot of the stuff graphic design that I do. But I also make a lot of music, and fucking nobody likes that. Like, I have so many fucking shitty EDM electronic songs that are just for me. You know, I mean, they're out there if you want to find them, but like, I mean, that's been like the one creative outlet that I've never really had anybody like latch onto or catch on to.
Yeah.
And that's fun. Like I
it's for you.
It's for me. And so yeah, I mean, I think it's good. But whatever, you know, and that's okay. You know, I mean, it really just kind of depends on what you're trying to do, but whatever you do, just try to be sincere and honest, and give it what you can. And if you find you're in a spot where you can't, or you're not willing to give everything to make yourself successful in that, it's probably not a thing you should be doing. You know what I mean? And so it's like,
maybe you don't want to actually be knitting right now. You know?
And that's, maybe it's not your thing. Yeah, 100%, man. I've tried a million different kinds of hobbies, and some of them resonated with me, and some of them didn't. And
have you tried hunting foxes? Try hunting foxes.
Yeah, I've never done that. I suppose I could give that a go. Same thing with like work. You know, try to decide if what you're doing right now for a living is a career or a job. Like right now, like I said, I have a day job as a bus driver, but that's a job. Like, that's not a career. And I straight up set boundaries with them, because what they'll try to do a lot of times is like give you extra work. And I'm like, no, I don't have to impress you guys. This is just a job. Like, you can't fire me for doing my job. Now, later on, like if I was looking for like career advancement, you know, that could be a problem, but I'm not. Like, you know, and so don't let I mean, there's just a lot of energy vampires out there that'll try to suck up that energy. But if you're being sincere about yourself and your feelings, you can actually avoid those situations pretty easily and save that energy, for more meaningful things.
Hell
So,
yes. That's
yeah.
great advice.
Thanks, man.
We got more people asking for advice. I think
Let's
this
do it.
we got two more.
Mhm.
Swimming trunks with or without underwear.
Man,
Should I wear my swimming trunks with or without underwear? It's a bad feeling when underwear gets wet. I don't know.
Mhm.
How do you guys do it?
Man, yeah, that's I mean, if it's got the lining, typically I don't do underwear.
Yeah.
It's that's what it's there for. I suppose it's still like that to me though feels weird. Like that swim trunk lining,
Oh, I hate that shit.
it's awful, man.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I generally don't tend to use swim trunks. I usually go in like a pair of gym shorts or something.
You got the old pair of jeans you cut off.
Yeah, that's it, baby. We're going hard. This is a fucking Calvin Klein shoe. And then we're
We're jumping off in denim into the Ozarks. We're going for a swim.
I'm gonna get this belt loop stuck on the slide. You just watch.
You haven't seen Wranglers since you've seen Wranglers in the water. All right.
Yeah. These look good now, but wait till they're wet. Yeah, and I'm fucking chafing, bro. Like, yeah, my girlfriend bought me a set of swim trunks that match her bathing suit.
Hell yes.
And I don't know that I've ever been more in love with a person. Like,
That's right.
it's so fucking corny, but it's so fucking cute that she was like, I bought you these matching trunks, and I was like, hell yes, baby. Like, I don't know. And so those have a lining in them. Now, this is recently, so I haven't actually tried them yet. So I don't know. My feelings on this may update come this summer. We'll have to we'll have to revisit this topic after a summer of.
You got to roll down to the 24-hour fitness pool and try them out.
Yeah. And we'll see. We'll do a follow-up episode in like October after I've had a whole summer of swimming in these trunks.
Come with the Excel spreadsheets.
Swim trunks, no underwear. Good. What else is going on? Doing heroin. Like, it's gonna be a weird update podcast. Yeah.
But it's good to know where people are further down the line.
Totally, man.
Yeah. My advice to this guy, I think just trial and error. Try it with both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a little weird. Like if you're doing like boxer briefs with your swim trunks, I mean, that is a lot of material.
It's a lot of fabric.
It's a lot of fabric, and it's not going to dry fast.
No, you're gonna be sitting eating chicken tenders in a Wendy's, just uncomfortable.
Yeah. And there's no amount of Doritos you can eat at the pool party that will distract you from how wet your fucking underwear is.
Oh no, for sure. You're gonna ruin the inside of your mom's car for sure.
Yeah. There's gonna be like a wet butt spot right in the passenger seat. And she's just gonna rue the day that she decided to go with tan fabric interior.
Yeah. She's never gonna let you to go to another of Tanner's birthday parties ever again.
Sorry, Tanner. Next year we got to do it at Chuck E. Cheese.
No water allowed. All right.
Diving into that ball pit. That's the only kind of swimming I want to do.
Well, just hanging around with loose change and fucking baby shoes.
Totally. That's the move, I think.
Who knows? You dive down in there, you can find a whole bunch of different things.
Oh man, yeah, the Chuck E. Cheese ball pit. The Chuck E. Cheese ball pit wasn't that bad. The ball pits that were gross though were the McDonald's ball pits. Those were nasty.
The side building to the Mickey D's.
Right. And like, right. Yeah. And it's like, does that ever get clean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's emptying out the ball pit, and there's no ball pit pool boy. Like.
No, for sure. People are just out there. They're hawking chicken nuggies into their mouth, swimming in the ball pit. It's an absolute cesspool.
Yeah, dude. The 90s were wild. I don't even think they have those anymore. I don't know if you can even like find a ball pit these days.
It's hard to find a ball pit.
Yeah. If anybody knows of a ball pit location, please email me, dave.apkarian2099@gmail.com. and let me know.
In a couple of years, they're gonna come out with like one of the last blockbuster documentary, but with the last ball pits.
The last ball pit. There's gonna be like one of those ball pits. It's like they're gonna for sure find a body in one. They're gonna empty out some, and it's just gonna be like, oh, here's Kevin. He's been missing since 1988. Like, it's crazy.
That ball pit's going too far.
Yeah, totally.
We got one more person looking for advice.
Sure.
Water no longer quenches my thirst.
Ooh.
Only milk.
Okay.
I know this is more medical advice, but the other subreddit constantly banned posts. So about 2 months ago, I got really sick, and ever since then, water no longer quenches my thirst. Only milk does. Has this happened to anyone else? And should I be worried?
I mean, I don't know why, but for some reason, that absolutely sounds like the opening to a creepypasta from like 2011, like only milk. And it's like, and then he's like, he's finding himself like attracted to like new moms that are nursing. And it's like, oh, wait, okay, this isn't a horror story. This is some dude with a fucking fetish.
Oh, for sure. He's getting too deep.
Yeah. Wow, man. I don't know. Milk runs right through me. If anything, milk causes me dehydration from the amount of diarrhea it gives me. I think I am mildly like lactose intolerant, but
sounds like it.
Yeah. So as far as advice, I mean, maybe that's medical advice. Maybe just drink some fucking water, dude. Like, I have this weird idea that like as humans we're like, well, as modern like first world human beings, we are way too attached to like feeling good all the time. Like, we feel like, I feel like there is like a level of suffering that I think that our body craves. This is like going back to like the hunter-gatherer days.
For sure.
Like, nobody felt good. Like, every like existence was pain when you were hunting fucking mastodons, man.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
And so like the idea that we need to like feel good all the time and never be any discomfort or drink water because we think it's yucky, it's so silly to me in a lot of ways.
Feel some pain.
Yeah, it's like, and if that's the most uncomfortable thing that you're doing to yourself in a day, well, good job, buddy. You fucking won. Like,
You're
way to
killing,
go.
dude.
You're absolutely crushing life and existence at this point. So
okay, drink a Dasani and watch Marley and Me and just have a good cry.
Yeah, just fucking live it up. And so yeah, I don't know. I don't have a ton of sympathy for this guy, unfortunately. Maybe he's just goofing around. Maybe he's just being silly. But if it's only milk, I don't know how you do it. Although I think you can hydrate from milk. I think there's
something in there.
I mean, it's got to be water. I mean, like it's like, what is milk? It's like, it's just a bunch of like body fluids, like infused with fucking fat.
To be honest, no one's ever asked me that question. I've never even thought of that question.
What is milk?
I have no idea what milk is.
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm sure it's all water. It's mostly water and fat. I'm like, I don't know. We could probably give it a Goog, but why ruin it? Let's just go with that.
Now that's a good next vape flavor. Milk.
Totally. Yeah. But it's got to be milk flavored. But I think I got to give it a cool name though. So it'd be like, I don't know, like what's a cool? How about like what's a horse or a cow thing?
Cow, bovine juice. Or
what's it in Spanish?
Bovine elixir. Yeah, Baca. Baca elixir.
Yeah, or like I immediately go to vacation. Vacation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, from I took Spanish 1-2 twice in high school, and I know that V is pronounced as a B.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. We'll call it vacation.
The Baca blood.
Baca blood. It's cool. It's just milk. Yeah. I like it. That's good.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for coming on the Hell Yeah podcast.
Dude, yeah, this was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. One more person needs advice. Dave, if you could give any advice to me, Mikel Nordstrom, could be any, could be in the comedy world, could be in life. If you could give me any advice, what would it be?
Man, so we met at Average Henry. We I've done your show up there. We've been on. We read a Nicolas Cage script together.
Never got released to public, but we did it.
It was a train wreck, but it was so fun. And my advice to you is, I guess maybe and I guess maybe it's the same for you when you see me. We usually only see each other when we're doing fun things. So my impression of you is that you're fucking killing it. Like Mike does the coolest things. He's doing Nicolas Cage table reads. He's doing comedy festivals. He's running cool shows. He's doing podcasts. And never ruin that for me. Okay. Never tell me what your day-to-day life is like. I don't want to know anything about your fucking job. Never tell me about your family. I just want my idea of Mike Nordstrom to be you were in a little ball. You were in this translucent shining ball of radiant light. And while maintaining that impression of you, I just want to say you're fucking killing it, dude. And my advice to you would be just keep doing it, man. You're doing great. You've always got something weird, something wild cooking. I love the way your brain works. And so I mean, that's not good advice. Like, don't change a thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard to see that in ourselves. And sometimes people tell you that, they're like, dude, I love that thing that you did. And you're like, that thing I did was a piece of shit.
It was awful.
It was awful.
That's how I feel about the Nick Cage screen reading.
I don't think, sure, dude, you got fucking so many comics in one place on a platform that they hate, which is Zoom. And you did it. You at least attempted it. I don't think I even have the balls to attempt something like that. So it's easy to be hard on yourself about things, and what a weird experiment that was. And so it was fun. I met a lot of cool people. And so there are some net positives to come out of something like that.
Sure.
And it just depends on how you want to look at it. But kind of going back to what we were talking about when it comes to sincerity, I think you are sincere in your art and the things you produce and your passion, and it's pushed you to do some really neat things that not a lot of people. If you were to look at just forget that we're fucking comedians for a second. The average person doesn't think that they can do half of the weird shit, like start a podcast or
for sure
a table lead, or because I remember when I was working just dead end job, I sometimes would I would have these thoughts, I'd have funny thoughts or deep thoughts, and I would think that they're interesting, but I had no way to share them. And then it came to a point where I was like, well, why even have these thoughts if I'm just going to keep them to myself all the time? And then it started to fuck up the way I looked at the world and the way I thought about the world. And so find yourself an outlet. You found your outlet for your weirdness, and it's not a thing that a lot of people do. And the average person, some of the stuff that we're doing is impossible to them. And so don't forget that about yourself, Mike. You're doing fucking cool, crazy, hard to do things, and keep doing them, man.
Holy shit, I'm over here blushing like a little schoolboy.
Yeah, I like it, man. Yeah, it's
Thanks,
good.
Dave. I had no idea. I'm gonna bring on Dave, and it's gonna say the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Just you're a good person. You're doing cool. Just keep it up, my man.
Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything you want to plug? Social media? Is there shows you want to plug? Tell me everything.
Yeah, if you're in the greater Central Valley area, I'm usually doing something out here. It's Central Valley, California. It's an international podcast. I gotta specify. So if maybe you're living in Barcelona, one of the coolest cities on the planet, but you're like, fuck it, I'm going to fucking California's belly button for a week, you know.
We're big in Bangladesh. You know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, come out. I'm usually up to something. Follow me on social media. I post everything on my stories now. I try not to like plug up my like news feed on or just my wall on Instagram. I don't know. I don't really post flyers there anymore. I do a lot of cool graphic design work. So if you have an event or a poster for an event you need made, hit me up. I can send you some samples. You can email me dave.apkarian099@gmail.com. Yeah, let me know and I can show you my stuff. And oh boy, that's it. Yeah, I'm usually doing some comedy bullshit in Fresno.
Yes.
I'm running lots of shows out here and performing a lot out here. I'll be down in Bakersfield next month. So yeah, let me know. I'm usually up in the Humboldt area quite a bit. Just got back from there.
Hell yes. Check out him in Fresno, dude.
Yeah.
Humboldt everywhere. Bakersfield, he's there.
You got it, man. I get around all over California, and yeah, I'd love to see you at a show. Come say hi. Follow me on all that stuff, and we'll figure it out.
Yes, this is the Hell Yeah podcast. Someone call in, please. We have a phone number 415-785-4509. Call in. You need advice? We can give you advice. Okay, leave a voicemail, and we will answer it in the next podcast. Or give us an email at the Hell Yeah podcast or hellyeahadvice@gmail.com. I'm Mikel Nordstrom. Check out the socials. Mikel Nordstrom Instagram, all that shit. Dave, thanks for coming on. An absolute blast.
Yeah, this was so fun, man. Hell yeah.
And I know it ain't right, and I know it ain't right, and I know you shouldn't take this advice, but make sure you really drunk when you drive and walk on some glass with no shoes on and don't pay for your meal. Dine and dash. You better not ask me for no advice because I'm gonna tell you the wrong thing to